So I don't ever check and see who sees my videos. I don't know if any nurses ever see any of my videos. Not that it matters. They suppress any of them. But look, this is what it's all about, okay? The International Nurse Council, which is tied to Global Nurses United, which is tied to American Nurses Association, and National Nurses, they're all tied to UN. They have loved to carry on about a nursing shortage, and there's plenty of American nurses. They are. But the reason they've carried on about, oh, COVID burnt them out, they're leaving the profession, they want them to leave because it's cheaper to pay immigrants. I'm sorry if nurses in America have a hard time seeing that, but it's the truth. I did a video on my old TikTok channel that, of course, was taken down because, you know, if you're going to speak the truth, the powers that be that want to hurt this country, they're going to make sure to silence you. But the fact of the matter is, I read last winter. I remember I was on a travel assignment. I was staying at a Best Western. I remember sitting on the floor doing the video on TikTok, reading directly from International Council of Nurses back in 2015 of their plan wanting to do nurse migration. When I say that your very unions and these nursing associations are serving the CEOs, they're all working together because it's cheaper to bring in immigrants, and they will jump through hoops to get them. But they'll tell you, American nurses, well, I'm sorry, it's just we don't have enough. No, there's plenty. They don't want to pay them. They pushed them out purposely. For 10 years, they told you they were rallying for your cause, didn't they? That they demanded you get more staff, but they want you to get into a union because that will serve the hospitals too, because once they get enough foreign workers, they can tell you in your contract to go scratch. So see at the top it says Johnson & Johnson. They're a major partner with International Nurse Council. I did a video about Pam Cipriano, who heads up International Nurse Council, and she's an American nurse. I'm trying not to get mad. You know, it's easier to get mad than get upset, because it's heartbreaking that Americans would do this to nurses. And nurses will just think, oh, nobody would do that. Think again. I read from their own minutes going back to 2015. The global health plan is the problem. So work in the U.S. Are you a nurse looking to come to work in the U.S.? Here are the steps to get started, and they'll pay for everything. And I just wanted to show this because, yes, Johnson & Johnson is a partner with International Nurse Council, the global voice of nursing. This is Pam Cipriano. Yep, she heads up International Council of Nurses. And here is what International Council of Nurses does, their representation at Digital Health Conference. Yes, they want that whole digital global health ID system. Yes, if you want to understand the digital ID system in regards to the banking system, please look up Catherine Austin Fitts. She served in President George Bush Sr.'s administration. She understands the finance of all this. I learned it from her. Also, what I meant to mention here is you can see that, yes, International Council of Nurses joins other health professionals in demanding an end to the world's dependency on fossil fuels. Whose side do you think she's on? She wants everybody in electric cars. Can you not see that the very people that you've trusted in, if you're a nurse and you even see this video, are the very people that are trying to hurt this country? I know it's hard to see. I was brokenhearted to read the minutes of their meetings. But there's just some Americans, they don't have this country's best interest at heart, and they don't care who they have to hurt to get their agenda. International Council of Nurses. Nurses travel from all around the world to attend the Global Nursing Leadership Institute in Geneva. Yeah, it's almost like they want to migrate people out of their home countries everywhere and put it. It's twisted. It really is. It's because none of them will cut ties with the global health plan. Something is just not right with them. And COVID was like, it was their baby. It was, because nurses did leave. They deliberately have treated nurses poorly, deliberately they know there's plenty of American nurses. They know it. Hell, to get into nursing school, okay, some places you still have to go through a lottery because there's so many people that are flooding in to become nurses. There is not a nursing shortage. They deliberately wanted to push nurses out because by bringing foreign nurses in, it's cheaper labor. It's all about money. And COVID, well, boy, that was everything to them. Short-staffed and COVID-battered, U.S. hospitals are hiring more foreign nurses. How convenient. Yep, this year, 2023, immigrating the U.S. as a nurse in 2023. The amount they will do to help, that they don't want to help American nurses or help you keep your job. They will tell you it's a nursing shortage and they have to do this, but they'll go out of their way to help these nurses. Immigrating to the U.S. as a nurse in 2023 can benefit you not only financially, but also in career growth and advancement. Yeah, because it's cheaper labor, because in many cases it's indentured servitude. So the reason the whole racial equity is key for the medical and nursing professions to use at this time is because then if you say anything against them hiring foreign nurses, they can call you racist. No, I think what really, I don't care if they call it me or if you want to worry about what people are going to call you, then you're not going to be able to save this system. The truth has to be said, and the fact is we don't know how many of these nurses have had their country decimated. They're promised things because we know about trafficking. And many people are tricked to come here. And I saw a nursing home, I didn't know it at the time, that had all Filipinos in it. It was many years ago, 12 years ago. And they were so unhappy, and yet they all traveled together. They all came to the nursing home together. They looked miserable. They wouldn't tell you what's going on. And then somebody that worked there had told me that's because they're here on like a contract. But they looked miserable. They traveled together. They looked like they hated Americans. They hated what they were doing. And looking back on that, all I can think is I bet it was indentured servitude. It's these cartels that trick them and say, I'll get you into America, I'll help you. Then they take everything from them, put them in indentured servitude, say you got to serve this green card or this contract out, and then you can have your freedom. That is indentured servitude. So that's what needs to be looked into with international, that's why I said these places need to be put under investigation. This is from this article. It is an advantage of foreign nurses wishing to work in the U.S. that the United States is facing a healthcare shortage. This shortage has made it easier for foreign registered nurses to migrate to the United States than other foreigners with other occupations. That's why the nursing profession supported open borders. They're serving the hospitals who want cheaper staff. And what if you are a nurse with a degree but not registered? Not a problem, as you can still migrate to the U.S. and get your license. This article gives an overview of recruitment agencies for international nurses and how to migrate to the U.S. However, as a foreigner, you might need help preparing for the licensure exam. How many American nurses get help with that, huh? Might need help preparing for licensure exams that foreign nurses undergo. If so, you have just spotted the right articles, because here we cover the necessary topics you might need to migrate to the U.S. Many agencies like this, foreign nurse recruitment to work in the U.S. Our agency assists foreign nurses in the U.S. by guiding them through the process to achieve their American dreams. Screw the American people that are still trying to achieve their dream, right? Unbelievable. Fast Hire, 20 recruitment agencies for international nurses in the U.S. All of our nursing associations tied with International Nurse Council have all been on board with this, which is why they supported open borders. They're helping the hospital to get cheaper labor. Please, American nurses, please wake up.